This video is to walk you through the MVP that I have developed for the software development lifecycle tool. So the demo credentials are given over here. You can test it out. And I'll be attaching the link to this MVP directly on the email so that you can check. So as you can see, we will log in as the PM. Over here, we will be able to see the active workflow. We can add a new workflow using this one. We can switch, like this is just a cool feature here. We can switch between light and dark modes. So let's get into the software development workflow over here. So as you can see, just like the Kanban board, we have the view in terms of where exactly our task is. If our task is in the backlog, we can see it in the backlog. If we want to add a new task, we can add a new task by creating these things. So I can just show you, like I'll just write anything over here. I've not added much authentication. So I'll just write these and I'll create a task here, right? So you can see this task was got created. Similar way, you can just create tasks anywhere and create using this one as well. We have basic settings which we can keep, right? So over here, if you see, we have the logic. Over here, we can show where exactly, like if in the backlog we have three tasks, in the process, well, in the progress we have one, in the code review we have one, and of course done zero. Here you can see a analytics board just like we have in Jira, where we have the state-wise distribution of tasks, the throughput trends, and of course potential bottlenecks, which and over here is the audit log. So whatever movements we make inside the board, it will be stored in the audit log based on the user. Right now the user is project manager, so it will just give the username as well. Let me show you what happens. Right now, I want to move this task to in progress. Look, move failed because we have a transition logic given that if there is a high priority task present, we will have to serve that first. We cannot move low priority ones to in progress. If I try to move this one, so you will see this one is already moved to in progress. Now, if I try to move from a backlog to in progress for a medium task, it will not because the high priority task is still in progress and that needs to complete, right? So if I try to put it in code review, it's done. But right now the subtask status is false, so we cannot move it to done. Look, if the subtask status is marked as completed, then we will be able to move it to done, as you can see. Now, as the high priority task is done, we will be able to move the ones which are in the progress, and then we will be able to move it to done. Okay. So as you can see, so that was priority wise. I think this one is not moving because we do not have the subtask completed. So I'll just update it here. And as the subtask is completed, we'll be able to move this one as well. So as you can see, now just look at how the analytics has changed for this, right? Now, if we try to see the log, so I'll just try to click on search. So look how it has just logged every movement over here with the task details and what has changed. Everything just came to the logs and it is assigned. It gives my email ID as well. It gives my email ID as well from like as which I have logged in. So as you can see, so whoever is making changes on the board is getting logged in the audit log so that we have a track in the analytics which we can see over here. Like if I just try to refresh it once, so you'll see the analytics. So the analytics has also improved. Like we have most of the tasks and done in the backlog, we have two pending, and this is how it is, right? So this is how it is over here. Now, if we want to move some task, like if I want to reopen some task, I can do that as well. I can move this task to the backlog itself and it will have to, it cannot be removed to the code review directly because it doesn't work that way. It cannot move to done that way because we have the logic and the transitions rules set up. So this is just a basic MVP which I have developed for the software development life cycle. model, which is inspired by Jira, and we can of course log out. We have authenticator based login, like we have different email ID based login. So I can just log in using this email ID as well. Now this is the admin user, which is the different user for the same application. As you can see, the tasks and everything remains the same. I can add a new workflow. So play with it. This is just a basic MVP about how I plan to send the SLDC tool, and all the deliverables that has been listed in the assignment one has been given out in the Google Doc. I have attached the Google Doc link. I will give out each and everything, if even the code of this MVP in the same email. Please check this, and thank you so much for the opportunity to submit this assignment.